Hi, morning, good afternoon, good night to everyone. Welcome back again to the second QWorld Annual Meeting. For me, it's a pleasure to introduce Abdul Malek. He provides a talk about Talk a Good Challenge. Abdul Malek Atenso is already here. He's already joined to the
Yep,
room. Okay,
absolutely. Just,
great.
just give me 1 minute. I'm doing my audio setup here. Just a minute.
Okay, sure.
Yeah, sure. Yep. Good evening, everyone. Am I audible? Am I, can you
Yeah,
Yes,
we
see
we
can
me?
hear
can.
you.
Yeah.
Oh, good. Yeah, I hope my connection doesn't drop. I got stuck into a lot of traffic, so I stopped at on the road, so I will be presenting on the road. It's like the first ever presentation I would do so, but that is what this is what quantum is about, right? So yeah, let me introduce myself properly. This is Abdul Malik, one of the members of on the founders of QLibya back in 2021. For those who joined us today, we one of our members, Umayma, talked about the our activities yesterday. That we did here in Libya. But my main contributions to QWorld is being one of the members in the QCousins department, which is which is from the standing point or this. I'm standing on the stage here, speaking to all of you, especially the members of the QCousins. Um, we would like to motivate you to contribute to Q World as well because the as more Q cousins are adding up to our table, it would be very great actually to have extra support on the table as well. Um, Let me reach to my presentation. Um, yep, and let me just go for play. Okay, get back to Zoom. Yeah, Zoom somehow disappeared, but yeah, there it is. Share, yeah, entire screen. All right. Can you see the slides? All good.
Yes, we can. That's perfect.
Awesome. So let me start about the idea. What is Q Challenge and what is the idea behind it? Disclaimer, this is the first year we actually organize such a, I would say, report. Q Challenge is basically a report, not a specific activity. It is it is some sort of a summary of what Q cousins are actually doing and what are the types of these activities. So our main goal to understand these initiatives and these activities, what are they actually doing? And this is to motivate, as I said before, to motivate and inspire other new Q cousins who are recently entangled with Q World. Um, some of the rules for this challenge is to motivate the Q cousins as well to collaborate between each other, and also not just internal collaborations, but also external collaborations, and and basically to push Q cousins and to make them. I don't want to put it in a way that we are forcing Q cousins to document everything they're doing, but this is for the greater benefit and also for their own greater benefit to see and to analyze their yearly efforts. Let's say, for an example, as you will see here in the report, you would notice that Q Turkey is leading so much, and we want other Q cousins to be motivated and see these results are actually being rewarded and awarded from the QCousins department itself. Right. So as a summary for this intro, we have around 111 events, and by the way, these are the submitted events. Not all Q cousins submitted through the to the Q challenge score sheet. We try to send notifications to Q cousins for several times. But for those who didn't actually submit, you can actually submit, and we can actually finalize this whole report. But this is the data that we have at the moment that is actually submitted. We know for sure, and we know certain activities are not submitted yet, and we recognize that. And this is why Q cousins are actually presenting yesterday and today, so that they show their real data. But we really want to collect all of these data, not just for recognizing workshops, as there exists a specific Google Sheets document that is for documenting the workshops, but we also want to focus on podcasts, perhaps talks, events, hackathons, and so on. And the number of Q cousins who submitted are around 20. We have 50 workshops and 57 talks. All right. And this is the pilot scoring system that we have formulated. This was maybe 8 or 9 months ago, right? So this is year-long kind of scoring system. So for each of the workshops that are Q Silver, Nickel, Cobalt, or anything that is not Q Preparation and Bronze, would be given 100 points, plus each certificate is given. We will be giving 1 point. And disclaimer: we did not specify the number of certificates yet. So this is for the upcoming year. So basically, for the 26 Q challenge, we will be focusing on more and more details, right? And for the hackathons as well, it's scored as 100 points. You may ask now, why would Q Bronze and Q Preparation would be just giving 50 points and not 100 points like these other workshops? Um, this is as a pilot year. We are just testing things out, and from the Q Cousins department discussions, we figured out this is the most common workshop that is actually done. You may say that Q Bronze efforts is the same as Q Silver or Q Nickel, but somehow we are still trying to push Q Cousins to not just organize Q Bronze, but you can also look for Nickel and Cobalt and Titanium, or these other set of workshops that do actually exist, right? And for any collaborations that we said, we would give actually external points and also internal points for either it's Q cousin to Q cousin collaboration, or it's a external party collaboration. For any talks and lectures, we would just giving 10 points. And for other activities, maybe podcasts, maybe other type of activities, we'll be just giving 2 points per hour. So as a summary, this is just a pilot scoring system. Everything is subject to change. For several times, we sent emails that we need feedback from the Q cousins, right? Do you see that? Do you see these number or these categories are correct? Do you see the points that are giving to these categories are also correct? So we would need a lot of feedback actually from each of the Q cousins and what they think, what they're actually thinking about, right? So the workshops, as you or the whole events, if you're just gonna plot them on this pie chart, you would find almost like 50-50 between workshops and other events, and other events would be hackathons, boot camps, and other types of meetups and so on. And you would see that even for talks itself, it's almost a half. But the main idea I want to raise here is that these numbers would vary. Maybe I think with 10%, 15%, maybe 20%, they would vary, depending on if we actually get all of these events documented correctly and accurately from the Q cousins into the scoring sheet. And by the way, it takes quite that time to extract the information, to analyze the data, and just to give these numbers. So for even from the organizations itself, like from organizing this Excel sheet that we have, maybe in the future you can give us a feedback for what is the easiest way to submit these events. Do we actually create a form where you can just submit each event individually, and we would have just a drop down menu so that we can have a uh, very accurate cate- very accurate category kind of decisions that we would have, right? Because if some Q cousin would apply the or fill up the sheet, the Excel sheet for the scoring system with, let's say, some kind of an event, which is a gathering, but we don't know for real if how many talks does this gathering have, or if it's some kind of a community meetup, right? How would this community meetup be treated as like a whole day workshop? Is it like several workshops? So there are many discussions that we can take forward. For the distributions, for the data that we had, the data that has been submitted, it's almost equally between Europe, Asia, and Africa, 6 countries per continent. For this specific graph, we considered. I'm not sure if some of the members of Q Turkey here. Usually, Q Turkey is considered in parts of Europe, but if you go online, you can see that it's a bit of Asian part. But this is just to make it all clear that Q Turkey here is considered as one of the European Q cousins. We still need to we need to push the both North American and the South American Q cousins a little bit so they can actually submit more data in the scoring system that we have. All right, and for the that we've seen and from the submitted data. Um, am I still audible? Sometimes I get that my connection is not okay. Can you guys still hear me?
Yes, still can hear you.
All good. Okay, let me do something very quick. This is for me just to continuously check my connection. I know it's gonna ruin up the presentation, but yeah. Okay. Uh, so we're gonna get through this analysis in more details, but this is just a graph that you would see the distribution. I know for sure that, for an example, Q Egypt, they have more events that they did not add to the Excel sheet. I know for sure they haven't submit their the hackathons they have been involved with. So yeah, this is just the submitted data. For the points that are actually earned, you can see that Q Turkey is leading way beyond the others. Um, and specifically for Q Turkey is two things that really I would really point out, not just for the workshop, but they had organized quite the number of online lectures. I think they have that on YouTube, right? But yeah, for us in QLibya, we focused specifically on workshops this year. For Q Poland, they have quite the number of lectures as well. And you can see the list of the rest of the Q cousins. They kind of I mean maybe until Q Pakistan and Algeria, and then after that we lack the we lack the numbers in terms of for each of these Q cousins, are they surpassing really more than three, four workshops or not? Are we surpassing three, four lectures or not? Right. So for the distribution of the awards that we have the Excellence Award, the Education, and the Connect, the Quantum Literacy as well. So these specific categories, so the Excellence is basically being one of the like the top contender in more than one award, right? The Education is basically for giving both, being a competitor in workshops and lectures and given activities. The Connect, you can actually know what is a Connect. A Connect is actually um, specifically for Q Algeria. Our friends in Q Algeria, they went out there and collaborated with many organizations and universities in their community. And for the quantum literacy, it's basically celebrating the Q cousin that is with the most number of, let's say, public events and talks as well, right? You may say that, okay, there are other Q cousins that perhaps, let's say, did much more than Q Brazil. Maybe let's say, for an example, Q Poland or Q Turkey. But since Q Turkey already got an award and Q Poland already got an award, so now we have the next running up for this award is Q Brazil. So this award would be given to Q Brazil, right? So the idea is that for this specific distribution of awards, as I said, this is just a pilot projections that we have. If you have concerns, if you have the feedback, we would love that, and we are eager to get this kind of feedback from you guys, right? Uh, as for other Q cousins, don't worry, we are still celebrating all of the Q cousins, but we are still missing the data, like for Tunisia, Iran, Canada, Saudi Arabia. Paul, you told me earlier that we shouldn't maybe for Q cousins that are recently entangled, like maybe Q Canada, Saudi Arabia as well. So they do exist. Saudi Arabia, they just got entangled. They have their workshop. The entangling workshop that they did only recently. So we still need to submit these. We would ask these Q cousins members to submit their data so that we could actually finalize the whole Q challenge. I'm not sure if the scoring would change, the awards would change a lot, but we may things things would have changed if the data is actually submitted in time. But this is the data that we have. Um, by the way, am I over time or
We're still good. Yeah, you
okay?
could continue.
Okay, good. Yeah. So some of the recommendations we get from analyzing the Q Cousins activities and by seeing these results that we get from the Q Cousins, we can say that what we need the feedback for the recommendations. We need more improvement on submissions, right? There are specific things that we can discuss in later conversations. Like as I said, if we are actually going to use drop downs to make things a lot easier when trying to uh, make the categories of the events very clear, and it's not just handwritten or hand typed on the Excel sheet. So there are a lot of recommendations that we need from you. We would encourage more collaborations, as you have seen. Joint collaborations, it's joint workshops and collaborations are basically would push you far, far away if you are organizing Q Silver instead of QLB organizing Q Silver on its own. Maybe you could organize this event with Q Tunisia, Q Egypt, maybe the North African region, let's say for an example. And you would be getting the 100 points that you would get for this workshop, but you would get another 50 points for for this for this collaboration. You may think that it's just a collaboration, we could just do that, but there is a much, much greater benefit. We noticed that I personally noticed this, and I had many comments for this as well. For collaborated events, I still remember this. By the end of 2024, we organized Q Africa workshop. Um, some of the organizers of that workshop would they're actually here with us today. um, we had so many participants, so many, more than anyone could ever imagine. I did not expect that we could actually reach hundreds of participants, right? I'm not sure. I don't recall the numbers of the successful participants, the ones that actually got the diplomas or certificates, but collaborations make things or make these events go much, much further than you would ever expect. Because when you're actually inviting your community for a workshop or an event that you are part of, it differs 100%. For sure, 100% is going to be different than instead of you are just organizing, or hey, listen, bring your people to this workshop. You can attend online, and it's not just us, it's a regional event. You can engage with other participants from other parts of the world. So y- you actually communicate or make the communication between your community and other communities much, much better by the more events that are happening, right? Um, so I would summarize this. I think just to stay on time, the total number of the numbers that we have with this finalization of if that's even a word, with the Q Challenge 2025, we have the submitted events that are 111 total events, 20 active Q Cousins. 20 active Q Cousins, they would involve both sides, the submitted and also the ones that we are pending their submissions as well. Um, we have 50 workshops and 57 meetups or talks, and 4 award winners. The numbers of active Q Cousins may vary because we may have a Q Cousin that organize an on-site event, lecture, workshop, whatever you want to call it, but it wasn't listed on the scoring sheet, and this Q cousin didn't actually apply for presenting in the QWorld Annual Meeting, right? So that Q cousin is actually active, but we are missing the data totally, right? So this is from a point of view, we want to focus on both sides, the positive side and the negative side. This is the main benefit. We're gathering all of you, all of the Q Cousins members. It's not just present, organize, and present, and that's it. But no, you can see that you can see that data being presented. You can be motivated for the next year. You can give feedbacks on what you think is wrong and what you think is right. And Yeah, I'm not sure if we have if you have questions. Let me check the chat.
Uh,
Yep,
yeah, thank you for the beautiful presentation. Let's see here we have question for the public.
yep, sure.
Okay, I had three questions for you. So,
Mm-hmm.
in particular, who is the target audience for the Good Challenge? Could be students, researchers, industry professionals, or
Can you come again? Who's the
yeah, who is the target audience for the Good Challenge? Could you
the
give us more information about it? Who can apply for Good Challenge?
The Q challenge is for the Q cousins to submit their activities, all of the activities. We are not targeting individuals. I'm not sure about the question exactly, but as I understood, if it's if like who should be submitting, is that correct, or is the question is actually
Yeah, that is correct.
targeting?
What is the focus target specific? In particular, focus only for the students, professionals that work into industry or academia, or is open to everyone?
I would say that this question doesn't align specifically with the Q challenge. The Q challenge is not a challenge as a hackathon or a challenge as solving a problem or something like that. The Q challenge is a challenge between Q cousins, right? The chapters in each country, right? So let's say, for example, Q Libya organized, let's say, for example, I'm from Q Libya and um, organize 4 workshops, 3 lectures, and 1 hackathon, right? So I submit these events on the Q Challenge scoreboard sheet or the score sheet, right? The workshops are entitled as workshops, the talks are entitled as talks, the hackathon is titled as hackathon, and each one of these categories has its own certain points. If I could just go to the table for this, I think, yeah. So this is what I'm talking about. It's so basically the scoring system is not for like individuals, like how many you have or who you should be targeting. Let's say, for example, a talk is just a talk. Either it's for university students or high school students, or even we're giving a talk online or on site, right? But we are open to get a feedback. Maybe we would have much more details into what sort of talk it is. Is it a public talk? Is it an industry type of talk? Is it an academic kind of talk? So these categories that would apply. I wouldn't say that the categories that would apply is it for what type of individuals would it be? Because if it's, let's say, for university, for a university event, some some students would actually attend that event, but perhaps some professors also would attend. Maybe people from the just an academic, um, one of the academic individuals that are really involved with that university, but he's not directly with the university. He's just in one of those research centers under this university. They would just attend. So this would complicate the system a lot. This is how I see it. I'm not sure if I answered the question with much more details than I should
No,
have.
absolutely. You answered the questions. So the second one uh, is from India. Correct explanation, Adubanlet. We look to partner for some events with good cousins. Love the idea or organize big events similar to Africa.
Um, can you my connection dropped a little bit. Can
Yeah,
who
it's a
sent this?
question for Nidia in the
Ah,
chat.
Nidia. Okay, okay,
Yeah.
okay, okay, okay. So ready
Oh, it was
simulation.
less of a question and just a thank you for the explanation. That I love that,
Oh,
bringing
okay.
together more of the Q cousins to big bring bigger collaborations and do,
Mhm.
because sometimes we've done really big events and we need more people to help support, with either mentors and things like that. So I think bringing Q cousins in would be a really great idea similar to how you suggested that was done with Africa. So looking forward to partner.
Awesome. Can you which key cousin are you for Nidia? I haven't catch that.
We are not through QCousins yet. We were looking to form one in Latin America, and
Ah, okay, okay,
so
cool,
that's what we're looking to expand more
awesome. If
of this in Latin America. So I'll be reaching out. Thank you. Trying
awesome,
to
awesome.
get it opened in two countries, but they're having some trepidation. So here to kind of help gather some information to help motivate them. Thank you.
I see. Awesome. You know, by the way, you can start right away with that. You can just drop your maybe your LinkedIn or your email, and the interested parties would actually connect with you immediately. That would be very helpful.
Sounds good. I'll do that. Thank you.
Yeah, awesome, awesome.
Abdul,
Uh,
jumping for the all information that Nidia provide, there is another question. What will be the
mhm.
criteria to select mentors or organizers or co-cousin, to make these kind of events? What will be the prerequisites or the requirements?
Um, for mentors or specifically that are members in the Q Cousins, or maybe not specifically under the Q Cousins.
Who does want to belong to the co-cousins? Exactly.
Uh-huh, I see, I see. So um Paul would have certain point of view of this. He would actually mention the specific rules of how to let's number one, Paul, you can actually send the links for organizing the workshops guideline, or basically the Q Cousins guideline. How can you form a Q Cousin? You need um, at least two people, and they need to have a specific backgrounds as well. You need to have some um, I would say some maybe an academic partner with you as well as an individual partner, right? But I would say for all of the Q cousins, when looking at organizing events with all types of events, don't underestimate any kind of a skill that you would find in anyone who is interested to be part of you, right? Because you need people who work in media. You need people who understand the IT part. Maybe you need to organize an online event. Maybe you need to organize a hybrid event. So there are several skills that don't really apply to the specific backgrounds that you should have as a member. Uh, but if we are going to focus on that, you need people who understand how to organize, and you need people, you need specific members that have connections in universities, have connections um, in the civil society, or um, in specific organizations that they can actually help you facilitate your on-site workshops, right? You need people that not just academically strong, but they can be as a standing pillars for your chapter, so that you can keep the momentum going with organizing workshops. It's not always about hosting people. Sometimes your members themselves, they are the ones who are presenting. And by the way, most likely this is how it's gonna be at the beginning, right? But if you need to continue, you need to have collaborations and more and more collaborations with other individuals in the tech community, so that you can actually get help with getting speakers and getting people that can organize these workshops with you. Let's have an example. I tested this for many times. I have people, I consider them as Q Libya members, but they are not Q Libya. They are not formal members. They don't want to get into like the commitment of being a member. But when we organize a workshop, they can actually give you a hand. So there are specific people that you can actually get their help and get their hand in your workshop or your event, but they are not official member of you. You can do that. At the end of the day, it's you do whatever it takes to make your chapter sustain, right?
Thank you, Abdul. We had a question for Aurel. Attention you.
I just wanted to add to it, or maybe try to respond as well to, or I mean, give my opinion onto this. I think there's one thing that you really need to organize these events, and that is enthusiasm. Okay, if you've got the enthusiasm, then you can organize these events. And if you need technical assistance or knowledge or whatever, this is what QWorld can do for you. Either you reach out on the QWorld Discord channel, you look for help. You can also shout out that we need something from this and that. This is really when it comes to like, finding speakers. You can do that if you want to organize a hackathon, and then you need then you might want to look for other partners. Maybe you need sponsors, everything. I mean, this can be a lot of fun social kind of thing that you interact with the audience, with experts, with industry. And if specifically if you want to organize workshops, now there we do have some conditions, and the best way actually to make sure that you are successful in organizing a workshop is that you have very good leading instructors, or at least you have one good leading instructor. These people, maybe they are domain experts by education and they are qualified, or we also, and this is, I think, maybe not well known within the QWorld community, is that we try to organize regularly training events. I think just now, or maybe last week or next week. So there's a Q training event for Q Silver. So if you, and I mean, we can look at the calendar whether this, how is this going on. So this is what I really recommend. I mean, if you, even if you you're doing your masters in quantum, or you've done your masters in quantum, it can actually be useful to go to these training events exactly because of the technical parts that Abdul Malek mentioned, that you would need to do this via Zoom. Maybe you want to practice a little bit how to use a tablet, to give a better presentation. And in general, things that you may not learn during your master's studies on how to communicate, how to communicate technical things, that's actually something that you can get you can see examples, and then you can also get some nice feedback from the mentors from these training events. So that's the thing. I mean, for the workshops, yes, there are requirements, because QWorld wants to make sure that these QWorld workshops stand up to a certain quality. So we try to do some of a quality assurance. But when it comes to the other events, really the only thing you need is enthusiasm, and only pay attention that you have fun while doing it. Because if you don't have fun, then you will not want to do it the next time. I think that's the that's
Most
the that's the
definitely.
message. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Thank you, Aaron. That was very informative.
Thank you, Raul. Thank you, Adolab. Attention, we have no more questions for the public. Thank you so much for the beautiful presentation. Thank you for taking your time to share all the knowledge with us. So for now, we had a break for 20 minutes. And after that, we jump uh, for presentation with QCousins. Okay, so we will be back in 20 minutes, guys. Thank you so much.
Braulio, I think that according to the agenda, the presentations by QCousins should start already.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so sorry. I missed it up. Okay.
Yeah,
Sorry,
because
Pablo.
yeah, no, that's fine. I think that Gibran should chair the next session because there was a plan that there should be a break starting from 4 p.m., but there were many interesting questions and discussions during the break, so I propose to just continue with the presentations by
Ah, okay,
QCousins.
okay, it's true. Okay, go
If
ahead. Yeah.
Gibran and our speakers are ready, of course.
Okay, I'm dropping off with my QC on the road.
Thanks, Abdul Malik.
You take it, Jabran. Okay, thank you.
You too, thank you. All right, so I think everyone should be okay if we don't take a break, but let me check if the speaker for our Q Italy is here. So you've got Q Italy, Q Canada, and Q Bangladesh scheduled to speak. So could you please identify
Okay, Q
yourself?
Italy is here.
Hi. All right, so all yours. Thank you.
Thank you, Gibran. It's
Thank you very
nice to
much.
see you.
Same here.
And
Thank you.
hello, everybody. Let me share my screen. Uh, so, so I am Juliana from Q Italy, and I'm really happy to present to our activity during this year. Q Italy is a QCousins that was created in March 2024. We had the Untangling event, and then we started be active, organizing workshops and so on. And Q Italy headquarters is hosted at the Bioscience and Computation Infrastructure Smart Project and Quantum Computing sector at CRS4, which is a not-for-profit research organization. I am Juliana, and I am the head of the Q Italy section. We have among our researchers board members Manuela Profil, Lorenzo Prisani, and Manuela Laura Clemente. We have 11 active members. And this is very important that our research center somehow supports our activity so that we can devote time to organize workshop and talks and extend the audience of QWorld initiatives. So in 2025, we organized 2 workshops. A Q Bronze that was organized in February, so it was not accounted for in the Q Challenge, and a Q Nickel in March. And so we had a big audience. To our surprise, it was remarkable because we didn't attend that a Q Nickel could have a 92 certificate. So, and we are supporting CRS4 in the Cagliari Digital Lab initiative in order to create talks and hybrid events. And we are co-organized of the Settimo Incontro Divulgativo, which was a hybrid event where we did a live demonstration of our NMR view, and we presented all the activity of QWorld, of the offering of QWorld in order to extend the amount of possible participants to the courses. In our sections, there are lots of students, mainly also from the University of Cagliari, and the University of Cagliari has awarded credits for them. But there are also small, medium enterprises and individuals that decide to attend QWorld workshops. And we had a little informal contribution to the global QWorlds that was mainly some casual meetings on project management tools, but also we tried to collaborate with other QCousins, namely we gave a seminar about quantum oracular algorithms and their application in the Q Silver 31 workshop organized by Q Bangladesh at first, and then in the Q Bronze 175 workshop organized by Tunisia. And that was mainly a review presentation of latest developments of quantum oracular programming, covering implementation on real hardware that you can find in the scientific literature, and some versions of real-world use cases that now have really small impact because the number of qubits that we can have is limited. But anyway, we think that quantum molecular programming is a prominent direction. So our plans and goals for 2026. We want to have a broader audience, of course, and we are committed to organize in-person and remote events on popularizing quantum computing. We aim to organize Q talks with some researchers that can showcase their experience and their research direction on quantum computing. And we aim also to organize engaging events for high school in order to extend to the youngest people here in the region. And most of all, we aim to organize 3 workshops this time: Q Bronze, Q Nickel, and also Q Silver. So if there is a Q training, we will be very happy to attend it in order to get fit for our target. And also, we aim to organize some quantum computing hands-on session for students of local university and startups and small, medium enterprises, because these people are passionate and often they are a consistent part of the audience of a QWorld event workshop organized by QITL. And we are open to organize some events in collaboration with other in QCousins, and really it's an honor to take part and to be active in the QWorld galaxy. So thank you very much, and let's go on with the great job.
Thank you so much. Any quick questions? Thank you so much, Juliana. And we'll move on to Q Canada.
Thank you.
Thank you. Just speaker for Q Canada, will you please identify yourself?
Hi, Gibran. This is Winnie. How are you?
Hi, Winnie. Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah. So, yeah. Okay, then. Thanks all. Thank you for this opportunity to present Q Canada. I'm just going to bring it up in a second. Is my slides visible?
It's loading up for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can see it now.
Okay, yeah, thank you. So once again, thank you so much for the opportunity. So Q Canada is one of the youngest or the newest cousin for QWorld. We just officially launched ourselves this week, I would say. I think it was on Thursday that we had the official communication out. So currently we are a 4-member team, including me, and we had done one entanglement workshop back in November, which is the Q Bronze one. So what our objective for the year 2026 and moving forward is to bring more traction in the North American region. And there, as you all know, there is a lot of industries, academia, and a lot of work happening in Canada specifically. So this is a golden opportunity for myself to learn more about quantum computing, as well as share it with my fellow team members and across other people who are interested across geographies. So moving on to some key numbers. So like I mentioned, in 2025, we started towards the last quarter. In November, we did a bronze session. And then we had around 65 registrations, around 30 folks joined the session, and 16 certificates were given out. For this year, what we intend to do is at least have two workshops. So from the Q challenge that I understand, we would be focusing on a silver and nickel rather than a bronze one. And then, like I mentioned, we are going to planning to grow North American community. So we have few brainstorming sessions at the moment, and we're planning to have a couple of speaker sessions sometime in April. So we will go full throat in April. That's pretty much what I have. I'll take any questions from the team, if there's any.
Thank you. Any questions for Q Canada?
Okay, then. Yeah, thanks a lot.
Thank you very much. And finally, we've got the last speaker for our session, Q Bangladesh. Is someone from Q Bangladesh here?
I can see Arco from
Yes,
Q Bangladesh.
yes,
Yes.
please,
Safe?
just give me some minutes.
Sure, Seth, no worries. And so I think Seth is here. Seth, please let me know if you need more time. Or would we want to move this talk to the next Q cousin presentation session?
Yeah, I'm thinking about it. Arco, maybe it's better to move it to the next session then, so we will have more time if it's okay for you. And now,
Hello,
yes,
Hi.
Arco, yes, are you ready?
can I present now?
Yes.
Please go ahead. So we have Saif from Q Bangladesh going to present. Saif, are you still there?
I've just sent him a message, but I'm not sure actually. So
Yes,
anyway, that
I'm here.
yes.
I'm here.
Okay.
Saif, I think the timing is such that perhaps we could just move your talk to the next QCousin presentation session, if you're okay with that.
Hello, can you share? Can you see my screen?
I think it's loading up. Yeah, so currently it's a blank screen. Yeah, so we can see your presentation now.
Sorry for the late. Can I see now?
Yeah, I think the presentation is just loading up. Yeah, I think you are, like, if it's possible, maybe make it in landscape mode. Right now, it's in portrait mode.
Is it okay now?
Yeah, looks
Okay.
better. Yeah.
So,
Thank you. Please go
okay,
ahead.
sorry for the late. Hello everyone, I'm from Q Bangladesh, and today we are gonna discuss about our past and future plan. So let's start. As you know, Q Bangladesh is a Q cousin organized by community of quantum computing researchers, educator, and enthusiasts from Bangladesh, and we began our journey on April 2025. Now currently we have 8 active members. We have already organized Q Bronze 157 workshop, where our 4 days workshop has taken place, and 35 certificates we have provided so far. And also we have organized Q Silver 31, and we have distributed 45 certificates to our designated participant. And other activities in 2025 is 3 of our members successfully completed Q training and got their certificate from the Q training department. And as a coordinator, I have tried to keep impact on other sector in our Q cousin department. So I have participated in mentoring AQC hackathon and Q Bronze 180 workshop. After that, we have several future plans for 2026, as our goal is to expand our reach and grow our membership and boost engagement among existing members. Also, we have a plan to organize Q Bangladesh led quantum computing hackathon. Also organized Q International Olympiad of Quantum Computing. It can be hybrid or on-site, both. And we have a plan to start to release the issue of the Q Bangladesh newsletter. Also, we have a plan to organize 4 workshops in regular basis, and we have a plan to recruit at least one person on each campus in Bangladesh for outreach. It can be university level. And we have also a plan for organizing quantum computing seminar like QTalk, QExpert. And our one of the important goal is we should have at least one more people active at the global QWorld level. And we have already opened a Discord server for dedicated Q Bangladesh member. You can also connect with us through LinkedIn and Facebook page. And that's all from me. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Saif. Any questions or final comments before we move to the next session, please? All right, so with that, we'll conclude this session on QCousin presentations. Let's move on to the next session.
Yeah, thank you, sir. So now let's move to the next session, which is panel discussion. For the panel, we have Pavel, Oral, and Sir Gibran Rasid, Harsh Mehta, and we have Arita Sarkar as well. So I will share my screen with the questions, and then we will have a group discussion about what's QWorld's motivation regarding this question, what they suggest.
Hi, Gibran. Nice to see you. Hi, Aritra. Yeah, yeah.
So is my
Hi,
screen visible?
everyone. Yes, we can see it.
Okay, so the first question is regarding the AI strategy and policy. So we all know the QWorld operates with the interaction of new emerging technologies. So how is QWorld currently integrating AI in the curriculum? And what does QWorld have planned to clear a AI policy that guides education, research, and responsible use? Like we have already seen that today students are able to use ChatGPT to solve the questions of workshops we conduct. So how does QWorld is looking to make sure that rather than just students using ChatGPT to solve the question, they actually learn something?
Who's going to take that question? Let me start from the back, by the way. So I mean the questions for on these on the workshops, these are meant to verify your own knowledge. Okay, so since no one's ever standing behind the workshop participants, they can use whatever help they can reach out for. So the point is really the value of attending and completing these workshops is because you would like to learn something, and that's our main point there. I actually think that in this respect, AI actually helps because whenever there is something unclear in the materials, then the participants can always reach out to some AI tool to help them answer. Actually, we see that from the absence of questions during the workshops. So at the beginning, there were a lot of questions being asked, and these were really the recurring thing. Maybe one way to ask is that do we still need mentors if everyone has a personal mentor in form of an LLM? I do think that some ways of more actively using AI within the materials or instead of the materials, I think that's something that that QWorld should definitely do. The question here becomes the gap, right? So those who can afford to use AI, they have an advantage, and those who cannot afford AI, they are going to fall behind. So I think maybe this is what QWorld should pay attention, how to be able to bring AI assisted learning to people who otherwise wouldn't have access to it. But I'm very curious what was the opinion of the others on this.
So I agree with you. Like in general, this goes beyond QWorld. Like in principle, you can uh, sign up for a course in Coursera or edX and do the same. Like use AI and get the certificate. So like my advice would be like to the participants or whoever joins the different QWorld programs is don't be a certificate collector. Like at some stage in your life you feel like, okay, I want to make a list of hackathons and events that I have participated in, but like use that knowledge to build and hack your own projects out of that knowledge. So like that should be the focus. And like all the Q education events is to internalize that knowledge and then for you to apply them. So like the certificate is not really the goal, whether you use AI or not. And the other thing that Oral mentioned, like I am like at least in support of that, that AI can be really like the Einstein in your basement, that as long as you ask the right questions, you should not be afraid of taking help from it. But at the same time, yeah, as long as you don't cheat yourself, you will succeed in life. It's more like that.
So maybe from the Q education perspective, I'll kind of reaffirm that for sure there are these concerns that when we offer a Q course, which is kind of much more formal than a workshop, where the workshop is not tied to any university credential, but the Q course is, then indeed there, when we offer the assessments, we do have this effect that we want to ensure that the assessments are implemented in such a way that are at least comparable to how, let's say, a Coursera or edX course gets offered, such that we have taken some measures to implement a fair assessment. But as everyone would kind of agree that you can't really enforce a really fair method because someone could be sitting next to you and there's nothing we can do about that. And I will agree that there are kind of multiple directions you could go. One is to really make sure that our content includes AI kind of modules and exercises such that you supplement the content using it rather than kind of have fixed exercises. We kind of generate exercise questions on the fly based on the content, and the content adaptively kind of changes the level of the questions or difficulty level of the questions based on how the participant is performing. So that's definitely one thing that from the Q education perspective, we'd like to move to. And if you really wanted to say, hey, no, QWorld should be offering courses that are tied to a credential, which can be then used for a degree or whatnot, I would say that's not really what QWorld is supposed to be doing. And that wasn't the intention behind the workshops that we offer. And so we haven't really thought along those lines in terms of how the assessment should be made for those cases. And final point would be exactly that the best way to assess or one of the assumptions coming in is that the people who are taking the workshops are doing it because they're self-motivated. So if you're really, you are doing yourself a disservice if you're choosing to cheat, as Aritra also mentioned. And the best way to assess whether you've learned this or not is really to go ahead and now do, let's say, a Q intern project, where you're really doing something independently on your own. And that's really showing that, hey, the workshops that you did really paid off. And now you can do something on your own independently and contribute to the quantum corpus of knowledge rather than just saying, hey, I did 5 workshops or 6 workshops and here's the certificate, which doesn't really contribute to the quantum knowledge set. I hope that helps.
But speaking from a participant's perspective, let's say I'm enrolled in some workshop and I am confident enough that I'll be able to answer the workshop, or at least I will try to answer the workshop by myself. But then there are certain people who will obviously take the advantage of the AI, which and ideally they are not supposed to do. but that creates a kind of unfair situation for the other participants, wherein someone else is using the AI, but that participant is not. So there's kind of an unfair advantage. So I think, as Gibran said, we can try to implement some AI-related task, or maybe some different evaluation scheme or something else into the workshop, such that we can try to minimize this particular disadvantage as much as possible.
Okay, so maybe I can try to summarize a bit at the end. So there are, let's say, at least three different ways how AI can impact QWorld and its workshops. Or so one is, of course, from the perspective of the participants and doing the homeworks. And here I fully agree with Aritra and other folks that obtaining a certificate shouldn't be a goal. So the goal is to learn as much as you can to gain knowledge, and certificate is just something nice that you can get at the end, but it's not something that is important, and it's not something that should really evaluate one's knowledge or skills. On the other hand, from a perspective of participants, it should be easier to follow the workshop and understand the content, because you can ask questions to AI instead of the mentor. So from a perspective of QWorld and organizers, it should be easier to organize the workshops and also to answer the questions from participants. And finally, from a perspective of QWorld, like the Q Education department, it should be easier to prepare new educational materials, because whenever we prepare new materials for a new workshop, then usually it takes at least a few workshops to get the feedback from participants, and during that time we still have to improve the content. There could be still some small mistakes or bugs in the code, and thanks to AI, it should be much easier to validate the content that we prepare. So yeah, so there are at least these three ways how AI can impact the QWorld's activities. And there was also a good opinion that it is general, so it's not only, let's say, QWorld related, so it's a general, let's say, issue related to education worldwide and in other domains, not only in quantum technologies, of course.
Yeah,
If I could
that's
just
a very
add one more comment. So
yes.
just experimental data. So one of the places where there's more at risk rather than just a workshop certificate is when, for the last couple of years, we've been doing these workshops for hackathon preparation. And there, from the student perspective, there's more on the line, because if I do well on the workshop, then the hackathon organizers will accept me for the hackathon. And so, from the student perspective, there might be more incentive to cheat there. And pretty much all the data that I know from the hackathons that have happened with these preparation workshops over the last 3 years, we've ended up in a situation where the number of people who successfully completed the workshops were less than the number of people whom the organizers wanted for the hackathon. So we don't see a group of students just coming in and saying, hey, let's just use AI to pass all the assessments and we get the hackathon, because at least, I'm not saying it didn't happen. Sure, some of the students might have been using it, but it seems like, a majority of the students are still kind of doing the work, trying to learn, and not necessarily just acing their way all through it.
Yeah. So thank you for your opinions. I guess for the good on how AI is building right now. Let's move on to the next question, which is beyond workshops. So we all know that QWorld Score is free workshops, but what other format is QWorld actively considering? Like we all know that many QCousins are moving from online workshops to hybrid or even offline events, industry collaboration. So how is QWorld looking at that, and what it is then planning to make it more active for QCousins to consider offline events and collaboration?
Mhm. So here maybe I can start, if you don't mind.
Yes,
So
yeah.
I can tell that as QWorld, we already organize different types of events and in different formats. So there are some QCousins that organize the workshops mainly offline or on-site, right? So they rarely organize online events. And beside the workshops, as QWorld, we also organize the Q class or Q course. So these are two other educational activities like online quantum semester or massive open online course. So a bit longer format than just a workshop. And even as QWorld, we also organize our Q intern program, which is one of the most successful initiatives of QWorld. We have about 500 applications from students from all over the world for every edition of Q Inter. So maybe Aritra can tell more about it. And beside that, different Q Cousins also organize some other events, other activities. So every year we collect yearly reports from our Q Cousins, and we see that many Q Cousins have their unique events, like some contests or hackathons or some mini conferences. So the sky is the limit, basically, right? So now it's much easier to organize events than it was several years ago. And we've already uh, came up with many other ideas for organizing different types of activities. And I believe that it will continue in the future.
So I'll just add, like, so Q Intern obviously is an internship program, but just to give you some idea of the variety of different projects that happens in Q Intern, it can be something like a theoretical proof of a communication protocol. So that's like, let's say, one of the project. The other project can be a quantum version of some game, let's say quantum tic-tac-toe, but like more complicated games. And that comes with a website and people can sign up and play. So that can be another Q Intern. While another Q Intern project can be, let's say, the survey of the professors that are active in a particular country and like the quantum courses that are available for that particular country. So all these three can be as undertaken as an internship project, and then there can be interns who are helping out in, let's say, building a website or building the game or like proving the theorems. And so there can be this, like, only your imagination is kind of the limit, but basically any kind of events can be taken up not only through Q Intern, but like through other Q World activities as well. So like, probably just to add to the next question, so there was already something called as a study group. Q study group was originally also part of the Q research department of Q World. And at some point, we didn't have enough mentors to organize the study groups, but that would be, for example, a good thing to bring back if we can get enough people to organize and enough people to participate. It's kind of similar to what was proposed yesterday.
But that's where the question again rises: is a collaboration between QWorlds and QCousins and the industrial experts. Like we all know that industrial experts are really busy throughout the years. Even for the annual meeting, we were trying to reach many people, but they were busy. So how can so is there a way QWorld can propose a way to to make sure that we have good experts from the industry to make it easy for QCousins to uh, like to make sure that the event they're building upon or the event they're organizing becomes successful. So is there a way something that QWorld can support it like?
So I mean I would like to might like to maybe go through the questions. I mean this is like it's a very, very long question. So the first question is there any alternative formats that we're considering? So when it comes to offline events, I think this is totally on the level of the QCousins, and I think there are many QCousins who meet regularly on offline, so in person. Some QCousins basically function only offline, and they hardly have any online events. And any other events, let's say organizing talks, bringing in speakers, and so on. That is also something that we support. Just you saw the report from the Q Challenge. These are actually have an associated scores. So we encourage everyone to reach out to speakers. It can be a very good format to have hybrid speakers. You combine in-person events with online events, make it into a hybrid event where the audience is in person, and then you have a speaker from online. Now the question is, which you're asking, is connections with the industry. That's so. What I would like to see is that we're able to scale up the Q intern program so that really interested people can do internships within the industry. Okay, or better said, I mean, there are two ways how you would want to engage with the industry, and I think this first part is whether you can somehow get some experience with the industry experts, and I guess you mean like the technical experts. Okay, so there is more like getting a placement, having an experience, and that's the intention within the recent proposals that I've been part of, submitted or about to be submitted, is to really use the Q intern program as a way of an entry point to further industry or academic opportunities. So you can do an online internship. You can prove your skills and capabilities. And this, I would like to see that this would open a way for, in some cases, maybe an actual internship or an in-person, or maybe an online internship. We should not forget that the industry values counts everything in terms of money. Okay, so they will when they spend time on an intern, even if they don't pay the intern, they have actually paid their own time into training the intern, and the benefit is not necessarily coming up really upfront. So this is the challenge that we really would like to find a way around within in QWorld, and the experimental way platform is the Q intern, because that's actually something that we can present to the industry or the academic partners, and it's also something which is well known, and we have really typically more interest than how much capacity we can actually give in terms of projects. So that's I think how when we talk about the technical experts in the industry, we can connect to. So there's another way of connecting with the industry, and I think that's related to maybe the fourth question,
Yes.
and that's about if you would like to be if you would be the one who wants to start your own industry, start your own business, then you already have the technical skills. You are a technical expert, but then how can you turn that into a product, into a successful business? And that's also something that I've seen examples, and I would like to see that eventually maybe we're able to bring that also to the QWorld community. CEOs of successful or successful quantum startups who might be able to share their experience with the community. I think these are things that I have in mind for next year. Some things have already started up. There are some administrative things. I mean, I thought that the Q intern would be a very strong contributor to the European Quantum Academy, but then the response came back that internships can only be paid to nationals of the European Union and associated countries. Yeah. I think Egypt is an associated country, or you're about to be an associated country, so that would be that might actually be useful but that's kind of limited. But let's see. I mean, there are also other opportunities, and there might be ways to get more attention of the industry as well.
Yes, I would just like to add one more question. Last week, I was speaking to one of the new Q Korea, which were like to Korea students, and they would like to form Q Korea, and they proposed a similar idea. Like they were asking if we can uh, get promotions and commercialize our events. So, how does Q World look like? Suppose if any Q cousin bought a partner to for their event, so like and if they get some money and an app something. So how does QWorld like to like does they need to submit any report for the money they get for the promotions and everything? So just to like because they're asking me that question, like
So here I think
something like that.
I can try to answer. So one important
I
thing
think
is
it would
that
be, sorry, Pavel, to interrupt. I
yes.
think this is a very specific question, and I think the best way would be to have it written down, because I'm not sure that we would be able to answer to this specific one. It's a bit unclear to me.
So Jagji, maybe you can repeat and because I
Okay, so like the question was like if suppose they are organizing any hackathon and they have invited collaboration with some universities of and which they give them fund. So like so like to distribute the money to the participants and the winners as well. So how does QWorld look? So does QWorld even monitors that as well, or so just the report? Okay, so we have organized this event. That was
I
my
okay.
think
question.
it
So
would be interesting. I think it would be interesting if this was somehow reported so that we know how maybe we can include it as part of the Q challenge. But otherwise, QWorld currently doesn't follow and doesn't observe any policy in terms of this. I would probably maybe turn it around. So if you are a student group who may be able to get some sponsorship, but
Yes,
they need a legal entity to make
yes,
an
that's what I
agreement
would.
with, and they need to have and they can only pay to a legal entity, then QWorld Association is very happy to serve as the legal entity. That's maybe it's more like, so QWorld can offer in this sense its services.
mhm. So maybe I can add that currently the general policy is that the events organized by QWorld and its QCousins should be free for participants. So we shouldn't collect money from the participants, but our QCousins can, and as QWorld, we also look for sponsors, right? So we have already collaborated with some organizations that were our sponsors, and our QCousins are also even encouraged to look for sponsors for their events or to apply for some grants to get funding from public sector, for example. So this is allowed. And yeah, and as Aurel said, usually in order to do it, you need some kind of legal entity, right? So we also encourage our Q cousins to establish their own non-profit organizations like associations or foundations, but we also have this QWorld association registered in Estonia formally, and in some cases it should be able to process some sponsoring if possible, and if there is such a need from our Q cousins, of course. And anyway, it's always good to report such activities, right? So we ask our Q cousins for yearly reports every year, So all the activities, not only the workshops, but other activities should be reported there. And of course, in the Q challenge, if someone would
Yes.
like to add a given event to the Q challenge activity, of course.
Okay, so the next question is regarding the workshop success. As you already see the reports by QCousins. So what defines a workshop successful? Like it is the number of attendance participants or the long-term engagement or the follow-up activities like because these questions come because many QCousins we have seen that they conduct the different events offline like hackathons, but they didn't conduct the workshops which are mandatory for Q to be active in Q world. So how does Q so what like how does Q world see this?
Mhm. Maybe I can start. So, I think there's no just a single uh, metrics for this, but the number of participants, the number of certificates could be good indicators of a success of a given event, right? Because when we organize something, we spend our time. We usually do it as volunteers. We usually do it for free. So of course, it's important to have the biggest impact that we can, right? So and this impact is bigger when we have more participants, and these participants get knowledge. We've already discussed that certificates are not necessarily the indicator of the knowledge that someone gained after the workshop, but anyway, it still gives us some information about the number of people who have completed the given workshop and participated from the beginning to the end. Um, and for QWorld in general, also number of QCousins, number of active QCousins. So QCousins that organize different events, different activities for the local communities or also globally. So these are just some examples of the metrics that we can use to evaluate our progress and the impact.
I would say apart from these metrics, the actual organizers or maybe the instructor of the workshop would have a better idea because one metrics that I can think of is the amount of the interaction that you can have with the participants. You clearly say that, yeah, you have a large number of participants who are actively engaging with the mentors. They're actively, trying to ask some question. They're actively looking for something new in quantum, or maybe they are discussing among each other as well as with the mentors. And then this could translate into few people at the end of the workshop, inquiring as to when the next workshop will be, how can, they can explore further. So this could be one of the metrics. But again, it also depends on the participants because some of the participants could be joining the workshop just to explore the field. Some of them could be due to, they want to, start working in this field, or some could be due to just for the, revisiting this field around. So again, it basically depends, I would say, on the amount of interaction that is going into during the workshop and maybe immediately after the workshop.
Yes, because that's the next question which I was supposed to ask was because the activities like okay, so a QCousins is formed by some students or some group, and then they conduct a workshop, but then they become inactive. So, like, is there any way QWorld is thinking to make sure that a QCousins doesn't become inactive? Because we have 40 QCousins right now, but only I guess 18s are active presently.
Mhm.
Because there are
I
40.
just want to
Yes.
add one thing over here. So, like, I just also that would probably also cover the fifth point that we didn't really discuss. Uh, and so, like, Q World from the start has been a bit more about developing the grassroots community of students who just want to enter quantum in a more gentle way. through the education programs. But if you look at the coordinators and like the Q board, and they are more like into the field. They are professionals in the quantum field, and in some way they have higher stake in not dropping off from QWorld. So in one way to ensure both QCousins don't go inactive, as well as finding high quality speakers and mentors, is to kind of pitch to a somewhat more experienced, assistant professors, or like senior researchers in different companies, in quantum technology companies, and also get them inside the QCousin or the QWorld network. So like they don't have to be like, they might not have the time, so they don't really have to be active volunteers, but they would be really good like brand ambassadors, and they would like tell their students. So right now there is some kind of gap, not in every Q cousin or not in every country, but like let's say when you hear the pitch about Q Canada, the first thing doesn't come up that it has the Institute for Quantum Computing in it, right? So it's not started by a professor in Institute of Quantum Computing. It started from the grassroots level of people who are interested and coalescing to increase the knowledge about quantum computing. So that would be a good way to also engage the more senior community, I would say, in some way, and get them inside the network as part of the so that they feel part of the community.
Rafael might have sorry, I'm not the moderator, sorry. But so Rafael raised his hand.
Yes, Rafael, if you have any opinion questions, you can ask.
Yeah, I have an opinion about the name of the classes, the courses that the QWorld offering. Like, are they gonna keep the names Q Bronze and Q Silver? Or I think at this point, it should be better to change those names also. Like, for example, change it to Introduction to Quantum Computer Programming or Advanced Quantum Algorithms or something like that. I think that will be better for people right now because the industry is growing and it's like confusing what exactly Q bronze is or Q silver or Q nickel. It's like it's not very clear for people what exactly they mean with those names rather than like
I think it's a very good question. We had a discussion about this. First of all, there are still many metals, so it's going to be until some time that we run out of names for the workshops. And if you look at the diplomas, maybe the workshop advertisements as well, they are always clear whether this is an introductory or an intermediate or what is the subject. So I think that's what we will continue to pursue. I'm sorry, I thought that you had something like a comment specifically for what was being discussed. Because I actually wanted to join to what Alexa said, that I mean, QWorld has been around for some time. Okay, we can measure it in like 5 years, 6 years. I mean, but it seems to be a long time. Maybe for some of you, this is really, really long time. Maybe a quarter of your life. For us, it's perhaps less. But when it comes to such a large and global community, this is actually still a I would say a short time scale. So if the question is what model or which QCousins are sustainable, which is a working model, which is the best model for the QCousins, we don't know. Okay, this will depend on the QCousin, on this particular individuals, and maybe there are ways that we didn't expect and it works, and there are other ways that we have seen that it works in most of the QCousins, but for another QCousin it doesn't work. But yes, if we had to say like one recipe that seems to work, and that recipe is if there's a strong faculty or someone with a permanent kind of position with some time to that, with a relatively not necessarily huge amount of time, but a certain amount of time that they can dedicate to the QCousin activities. I think that's definitely a working model.
Okay, thank you.
Interestingly,
Yeah, the
if
reason
we
why I ask these questions is because I'm interested in opening a quantum cousin, and that's what I wanna know if they were planning to change the names because, for example, 3 or 4 years ago, basically nobody was offering any quantum classes worldwide except you and maybe other organization. But right now it's like a lot more interest. So people from the that are taking bachelor's degrees in computer science, or people taking master's degrees, they want to have like a more clear idea of what each class is how they're going to help these classes for them to build the skills. That's what I ask you about the names
Mm.
of the classes. If they planning to change it? And my other question is regarding the Q research program. Is that program part of the cousins or is part of QWorld in general? It's like
Okay.
what exactly Q research is.
So maybe I'll answer here because Rafael, I have to interrupt because this we'll need to finish the panel discussion. So actually we are already 5 minutes after the schedule, and
Yes,
I think we
yes.
can continue these discussions in the breakout rooms. Okay, because these questions are not let's say related to the to the topic of the panel, which was the future of keyword basically. So I propose to keep these questions for the future. I can just briefly answer that QIntern program is a keywords project. So it's not related to any specific QCousin. It's keyword wide project, but of course, every QCousin can try to organize something similar for their local community if they want. But coming back, because I wanted to come back to the question that Jagjit asked, because this is important, the question about active and inactive QCousins. Jackie, if you can share your screen for a while, and I will just try to summarize it because also the coordinator of the QCousins department, I can tell that as a QCousins department, we evaluate QCousins every year. So every year we ask our QCousins for the yearly reports. And based on the yearly reports, we evaluate them and we decide whether they are active enough, partially active, almost inactive, or inactive. So currently there are these 4 grades that we assign to every QCousin. And if a QCousin does something like organize some events, even if these events are not, let's say, keyword related, they are not based on keywords workshop materials, then the QCousin would be evaluated as at least partially active, right? So in order to be evaluated as an inactive, the QCousin should be really inactive in a sense that the QCousins will not or doesn't send yearly report for at least 1 year, or doesn't organize any events, or haven't organized and hasn't organized any event for like 2 years, for example. Only then we evaluate the QCousin as completely inactive, and then we mark this inactivity on the QWorld website, and we officially announce that the QCousin is inactive, and we start looking for a substitute for a new team that could coordinate a given QCousin. So we give QCousins chances to improve. So usually if there is problem only in 1 year, then we give a chance to a given QCousin, and usually just only after 2 years we really evaluate the QCousin as inactive. So I hope that it answers this question about supporting inactive chapters with care.
Yes, yes, it does. So thank you, everyone. Thank you, Pavel, sir, Gibran, Rasid, Oral, Harshit, and Harsh, and Ariksat for the discussion we have today. So we will now have a break which is already delayed by 7 minutes. So we will have a break for 3 to 4 minutes, then we will continue.
Hello, everyone. I am Juliana, and I am serving for as a moderator for the next session. And this is again a session that showcases the activity of the QCousins. So I would like to ask if somebody of QRAN is joining the session to report the activity, or alternatively, if there is somebody from Tunisia that was supposed to present yesterday, but there is a nice session here that can be used to showcase 2025 achievements. So anybody from Iran or Tunisia?
I am present from Tunisia, but is there anyone from Iran?
I
I think
think we probably have to express our deep concerns towards the safety and the well-being for all of our QRAN members. They are probably going through some very difficult times right now, and I think QWorld should stand by them, even if we can't
Yes,
leverage anything.
you are totally right, Aurel. Our support goes to Iran members that we know is an active and lively community, and we really hope that they will stay safe in these difficult moments. So beyond extending our support to Iran, if nobody can reach because or even the internet is now closed and it's really difficult to reach anyone. I should ask Tunisia to stand for their presentation. Please take it away.
Thank you so much. Okay, I will be starting with sharing my screen.
Mohammed, you're muted. Maybe that's by accident. Yeah, now we can hear.
You can hear me okay?
Yes.
Perfect. Okay. Thank you so much. Sorry. So hello everyone. My name is Mohamed Masmoudi. I am one of the board members in Q Tunisia. I am terribly sorry for yesterday's confusion. I thought our slot was today, but I apologize for that. And all support to the people of Iran through this hard time. I hope that everything goes okay and the people of Iran go through this hard time. I would like to seize this opportunity to introduce our Q branch, Q Tunisia, and our plans for our mandate in 2026. Q Tunisia is fairly one of the an older, if you will, Q branch in the network of QWorld Cousins. We were founded in 2020 by a group of visionary students from the engineering ecosystem in Q Tunisia. And this year, myself and with some other enthusiastic students, we were determined to reopen our branch and to continue the path that was first started in 2020 by our fellow colleagues and our fellow students. So in 2025, we did our Q Bronze event. Q Bronze, I believe, won 175. It was a fairly good event. A lot of people were joined us and they benefited from our workshop. And I myself was participated in some other Q Bronze events as trainer for other QCousins all around the world. So it was fairly a marvelous experience. We got the chance to collaborate with a lot of enthusiastic students to share with them the passion for quantum computing, quantum science, and technologies in general that we have with these students. And it was fairly a good start to our planned events this year. So in 2026, we have rather a good number of goals and good number of projects to achieve. We are organizing a Q Silver event, Q Silver 35, this February, in collaboration with Q Egypt, another Q cousin in the QWorld network. We also aim to organize a hybrid workshop for quantum AI and quantum cryptography. We have a lot of members in QTunisia that are enthusiastic and passionate about a lot of facades of quantum computing, quantum technologies. Myself, I am interested in quantum AI and quantum optimization. My board member, Noor Mustafa, is passionate about quantum cryptography, and we have a lot of other students that are passionate about these subjects and other subjects in quantum computing, quantum science, and technology. We also aim to organize a Q Cobalt or Q Nickel event to, if you will, introduce our followers and the students in Tunisia and even international students to other facades and other areas of quantum computing, quantum technologies. We look forward to collaborating with other QCousins, whether it is in constructing and making other quantum events or as participation as instructors during their events in QBronze or some other events. And we are looking forward also to organize and to lead some local workshops in Tunisian universities. We will look forward to creating events and full workshops to guide Tunisians and to guide Tunisian students from the basic fundamentals of quantum computing, quantum theory of information, throughout early quantum algorithms, quantum AI, quantum cryptography, quantum simulation, some other quantum facades that we are very interested about. And we look forward also to organize local hackathons to expand quantum literacy in Tunisia and to introduce this marvelous domain and this marvelous field to a lot of local students that have shown time and time again they're interested, and they're compelled to explore this field with us and to excel in the national and international theater. So that's it. Thank you for this time to do our presentation. If you are looking forward to reach us, you can use our QTunisia email, our LinkedIn page. We are always enthusiastic and we are always eager to collaborate with the QWorld network, with QWorld Cousins, and to organize events to help spread quantum literacy and to be a vital and active part of the second quantum revolution. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mohammed. Thank you for your presentation. It's really great to see that you are a passionate community, and it's great to engage with you. And are there questions?
I'm sorry. I thought, yes, I think Mr. Rafael is asking about the registration link of QSilver 35. We are still working to create the material, create the registration form, and all of that. We are actively working to do that. But as soon as the registration link is created, we will post in our LinkedIn page, QTunisia LinkedIn page, about the QSilver 35 training. And we will be actively posting about the QNikel or QCobalt training and some other local trainings in Tunisia about quantum fundamentals and build up from quantum fundamentals to from zero to hero, as the proverb series, but every update will be shared instantly in our LinkedIn page. So kindly follow us in our LinkedIn page, and we will make sure that every update is shared. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mohammed. And so next for the presentation is Q Poland that will showcase their activity during 2025.
Okay.
Pavel, please,
Yes.
please take it away.
Thank you. Thanks, Juliana. I hope I'm audible and you can see my slides. So, hello everyone. Welcome again. And now I will tell you about QPoland's activities in 2025 and also plans for 2026. So QPoland, of course, is organized by quantum computing researchers and educators from Poland. And it was one of the first QCousins in QWorld. It was established in 2019. Currently, it's formally supported by a non-profit organization that's called Quantum AI Foundation. I'm the head of both Q Poland and this non-profit organization, and we have about 18 active members, thanks to which we are able to organize many events in 2025. There were two QBronze workshops, one in May, and there were 64 certificates for participants, and another one in October. There were 65 certificates handed out. And this event in October, the workshop in October, was a preparatory workshop for our hackathon that we called QPoland Global Quantum Hackathon. It was organized at the end of October, and there were also more than 100 participants from all over the world because the event hackathon was fully online. We also organized the next edition of our quantum machine learning conference, which is actually more a symposium than a conference, but we've already organized the fifth edition of this event. It was initiated a few years ago in collaboration with some QWorld members from India, and we are also talking with some members from Q India to organize the next edition together as well in 2026. We also organized the fifth edition of the competition for the popularization of quantum computing. And just recently, we closed the submission form. There are two tracks. One is for high school students and one is for university students. And the goal is to prepare any materials popularizing quantum computing, quantum technologies in any form. So this could be a computer program, a video game, or a board game, a comics, a presentation, an article, and so on. We also release QPoland's newsletter, which is a monthly newsletter with curated news from the quantum world that we find every month. As QPoland, we also support the organization of a meetup that is called Warsaw Quantum Computing Group Meetup. We also have a collaboration with another online meetup organized by quantum computing groups from Washington, D.C. and Toronto. It's called Washington Quantum Computing Meetup. We support some of these events. And we also organized two quantum machine learning workshops. So they were not based on QWorld's materials. That's why I do not put it or didn't put it in the section of QWorld related workshops, but it was based on educational materials that were prepared by one of the QPoland members, Jacob Cybulski. One of these workshops was also a preparatory workshop for the QPoland Global Quantum Hackathon in October 2025. Contributions to QWorld. So I'm still the chairperson of the board of QWorld and coordinator of the QCousins department. From the very beginning, Agnieszka Wolska is also a member and the head of Q Marketing department. Last year, I was also a mentor in the Q Intern program. So until 2024, there was always at least one more person from Q Poland active in some other departments. So recently it was Oscar, but he decided or had to leave Q Research department and QWorld. So I'm now working on, let's say, inviting or including more members of Q Poland in QWorld. Just recently, we invited two members of Q Poland to the QCousins department. For 2026, we would like to organize the next editions of our events like the hackathon, the Quantum Machine Learning Conference. We'll continue releasing our monthly newsletters, and we are planning to organize at least 4 workshops this year. And the next edition of the Contest on Popularizing Quantum Computing, and the next episodes of our quantum computing meetups. And as I said, we would like to have at least one more person active at the global QWorld level, probably in the QCousins department. If you are interested in our activities, we invite you to follow our social media profiles. We also have a dedicated Discord server. Yeah, so that's all from Q Poland, and thanks for your attention.
Thank you, Pavel. Thank you for the presentation of the activity. We can really assess how proposal is a major QCousin that has implemented a lot of different and interesting workshops, hackathons, and events. So are there any questions for Q Poland? No questions so far. So thank you again, Pavel and Q Poland.
Thank
And
you.
now we should invite Q Brazil to showcase the activity of 2025. Please, the floor is yours.
Hi, yes, I'll share my screen now. I hope you can hear me well.
Yes, perfect.
Thank you. So let's do it. One second. Okay, so hi everybody. I'm going to present about Q Brazil activities 2025. So first, right, who are we? So we are a group of Brazilians that form Q Brazil, and we are located in reality in different parts of the world. So we have people like me that I'm in Denmark, we have people in Canada, and we have Arthur now moved to another country, I forgot the name, and we also have people in Brazil. So we are around, but we group together because our ambitions is to empower the Brazilian population scientifically and also increase the Brazil's presence in the global conversations on quantum. And for doing it, we need to promote more quantum information quantum technologies. And also one of our main goals and ambitions is promote open free code as the dominant paradigm in education. So our events are in Portuguese mainly. We have material available on the YouTube channel. We also have shared events in the International Year of Quantum website, and we promote activities in different social medias, LinkedIn, Instagram, and WhatsApp groups. So how is it going, right? So our first event, it's not 2025, it was the end of 2024 when we joined QWorld, in which we have our Q Bronze workshop. We had more than 300 applicants on this workshop, and they were for all the around the world. But we all, as our idea is to have always events in Portuguese, we also included in this Q Bronze 3 talks that were in Portuguese. So you have 2 panel discussions and 1 talk in Portuguese there. Afterwards, in 2025, we decided to open a series of talks that we called Papos Quânticos in Portuguese. And in these events, our main goal was to, again, bring people to speak about different terms in quantum technology in Portuguese. All these events are open. They are lives. They were lives in YouTube. And we had 4 main topics. The first one, it was the introduction of Q Brazil to the Brazilian community. The second one it was careers in quantum technologies. This is a very nice talk, and like we have also people from Portugal, US, and Canada watching it, as you can see here. We had also one about quantum in high school and another about quantum softwares and quantum hardwares. So we invite speakers from Brazil, or also that are working not in Brazil but in another country that can bring some of the expertise to the public, and we all the time are focused on having it in Portuguese. So in numbers, what we have is like we had in reality, we had a nice number of fields in these talks. We put here about by gender just to have an idea of how it's distributed. And it skips like the normal kind of rate, right, for STEM fields, around 25, 26% female and the remaining parts male. But you can also, I don't know why it's not, yes. And the way that you can follow us is look at our social media. We have like Instagram, we are in LinkedIn, we post we posted like all the events of this year in the International Year of Quantum website. And of course, yes, and also had a nice two of our members were like nominated for the Quantum 100. That one was me, the other one it was Bruna, and this was super nice. We're very honored of it. And for next year, what we're looking for is we are going to keep going with the Papos Quanticus events, but we're also going to focus more on workshops or events for the high school public. So we are thinking about work with a Q Junior workshop, but in Portuguese. So we are going to translate what we have from QWorld and also generate our own program. And we also have much more. So if you want, you can follow us. And if you want also to contribute to the Q Brazil, please just email us. And this is also, thank you.
Thank you very much, Raisa, for your presentation. It's really inspiring, all the work that you are doing in translating the quantum computing and quantum technology culture into Brazilian and organizing such a wide coverage of events. So thank you very much. Are there questions for Q Brazil?
It's not a question, just really a heads up that I really like that you keep track of all the statistics and you also present it. This is something that we should be doing more also on QWorld, and it's something that's missing. That yeah, it's really great.
Thank you, Ariel. Are there other questions or remarks? If no questions, if there are no questions, I leave the chair to Mariana Filipova that will moderate the next session. And have a nice continuation of the QWorld Annual Meeting. Bye.
Thanks a lot, dear Juliana.
Thank
Very
you.
nice to meet you.
Very nice to meet you. The floor is yours.
Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot. Hi, everyone. By my side, too, I'm Mariana, and I'm part of QWorld in different departments. And today, my role here is to present Guatami Naik, who is working in the area of quantum computing and quantum natural language processing. Very interesting area that sounds very different. So, Guatami, are you here?
Yeah.
Okay, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Are you ready to share something, or you would like to start with some questions aimed to you and your personality, because you're very interesting person, and I believe that everyone would like to know more about you.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I'm open for the questions and I can just share my screen.
Yeah, are you possible to share your screen?
Yeah. It's not showing. 1 second.
Okay.
Okay, you can see my screen, right?
Yeah, that will be
Yeah.
fine. Yeah. Perfect. Yeah, the stage is yours.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much. Hi everyone. I just want to start my presentation with a quote, which is language gives the meaning and quantum computer shape the future. So yeah, so let me start with some brief introduction how the language came and how the NLP works and how quantum computing came into picture and all. So let's start with something very human. Like 1,000 years ago, human did not have phones, books, or internet, but still they had like many thoughts. They had fear, they had love, they had plans, and one thing became clear that we needed a way in order to share what is inside our mind. So language came into picture, not just for talking, but building some connections. So from the people sitting around the fire in the olden days to the modern people who are sharing their idea, who are sharing their love, and the language became the strongest bridge. So language is how humans started sharing the meaning. So once the language came, we started teaching the machines how a language works. So basically, how the machine nowadays read the languages. Machine can read the words. Obviously, machine can read the words, and they can even um, guess what words come next based on the context that we have. But the final jump is the real meaning. This is a real tricky part. For example, if I take a sentence, he broke the bank. When it comes to computer, the word bank can either be the money bank or the river bank. So it can be the financial bank or the river bank, but the computer doesn't understand it if it doesn't has the context. But we human beings understand it like instantly because we connect to the situation. That is what the meaning is. So and to be clear, classical NLP is incredible. Like we have transformers, we have LLMs, they have achieved really amazing things. But understanding it deeper uh, is very difficult for classical NLP. So words give the text, context give the hints, meaning is the real understanding. Here where the QNLP begins. Here where the quantum NLP begins, and it becomes interesting. So how to understand a sentence? If I come into a very basic level, if I give you a sentence like child kick the ball, when I give the sentence child kick the ball, there is two methods in order to understand this sentence. The first method is the normal classical NLP, what it is doing. The other method is uh, like when we give the sentence, two things come into your mind. One is how many words are there and how these words are connected. So let first begin with classical NLP, how it is doing. So how the classical NLP is doing is, uh, first learns the meaning from the massive data. This is the large data. From the large data, there is a lot of sentences, there are a lot of patterns. It learns the patterns and the meaning it predicts. And this approach has done wonders. Like usually whatever the transformers, the LLMs we have, they achieved the amazing performance. Next thing is the pattern. Instead of learning only from patterns, we can build a meaning. That was the idea. But what the classical NLP does here is it understands the pattern by the large data. And third thing it does is it does the language tasks like sentimental analysis, question answering and all. But this is one way of understanding sentence. This is one method of understanding sentences, and which classical NLP does. There is a second method of understanding sentences. What is that method? Is see when I give you a sentence, there are words in the given sentence, and we have some connection between the words. So the two things, there are different types of words and the words are connected. How the words are connected here? It is connected based on some rules. What are that rules? We basically they are the grammatical rules. For example, if I give the sentence, the child kicked the ball. So what is here? The child is the subject, kicked is the action, and ball is the object. So it comes from how the words are connected. These are nothing but the grammar rules. These are the grammar rules what we are using in quantum computing. These are the grammar rules what we are using in the quantum NLP. So what we human understand is how we think. We have the words and how they are connected. Similar way, the quantum thinks how the words are there and how the words are connected using the grammar rules. So here, the grammar is something that controls the information flow inside the sentences, and the meaning is not in individual words. It emerges how the words are combined. And QNLP builds the meaning by composing the words according to the grammatical rules. So then why we need the quantum computing? So basically it combines the information structurally, and it preserves the relationships that is present between the words. So let me come to the pipeline, how the QNLP works. So basically, first thing what we are doing in the QNLP pipeline is we are assigning for the given sentences, we assign a grammar, then we convert the grammar into the given diagram. That is nothing but the mathematical diagram. Then we convert that mathematical diagram into quantum circuit, which is the quantum circuit that this quantum circuit is fed into a quantum computer. So let me explain you with an example here. So basically, we have the sentence, Alice loves Bob. So basically, first step is what? Words are taken as vectors. Alice is one separate vector, loves is one separate vector, Bob is one separate vector. So basically, this each vector has some meaning representation in it. So next step is what? We are encoding this into a qubit. For example, on the left side, you can see each word is taken as a quantum state. So then we encode each word into a qubit. So each word becomes a quantum state. Alice is one quantum state, love is one quantum state, Bob is one quantum state. So what comes the quantum advantage here is the superposition, because we can have the multiple meaning or multiple possibilities of the word at the same time. And the third thing is we entangle them. Entangle means nothing is the meaning interaction. The grammar decides which word should connect, and the circuit entangles them so that meaning is composed together. So we are not just combining the numbers, we are creating the interaction based on the meaning. The final step is the measurement step. What we do is we measure. Measurement is the final decision stage where we can do several tasks like sentimental classification, whether it is a positive, negative, or class label or the meaning score. So yeah. So this is what I told. The last step is here we know we are sending all the after this whole method we are getting a quantum circuit. So basically what happens in the quantum circuit? So the words here get superposition. So many meaning is possible. Each word is encoded as a quantum state, so it can represent the multiple semantic possibility at the same time. As I told, it encodes into the qubit, where each word is taken as a quantum state, and the entanglement is nothing but the meaning interaction. Words connect the sentences and circuit entangles them so that the meaning is composed together. So finally, we measure it. So this is a brief idea how the QNLP pipeline works. So my major contribution for QNLP is my motto for doing the QNLP is because I wanted to work on the Indian languages because they are morphologically rich languages. Was the main motto to work. So here I choose the Hindi language. Why did I choose the Hindi language? Because many language lead in number, but many language lead in number and many language lead in meaning. But Hindi is something which lead in number and also in the meaning. And it is spoken by 45% of Indians, and it is rich in morphology. It is having flexible word order and syntax, and the pre-group is already ready for the language, and it is suitable for the structure sensitive models like Discocat, and it has strong classical NLP support. So this is just the beginning that we are doing with the Hindi, and the future plans are we want to go further with many other Indian language. So why classical NLP fails for Hindi? No matter the classical NLP does wonders because it has done many things. So let me go with the example. There is this word called sentence "Aam Gautami Kati hai," where it is subject, verb, object, verb order. When we see the order, it is wrong. The order should be subject, object, verb. But if we misplace the order, even then we misplace the order, the classical NLP shows the given sentence is correct. But when we come to the quantum NLP, if we change the word order, it tells the word order meaning is wrong. So that the given sentence is wrong. Basically, it checks the grammar in quantum NLP. It doesn't go with the order, it goes with the grammar. So basically what the steps we have taken is, if we get these are nothing but the pre-groups. So basically if we have a sentence, for example, if we have a sentence Gautami fal kati hai, first thing we do is for each word we are representing a pre-group grammar. This pre-group grammar is already present for Hindi, but there is pre-group grammar which is not present for the negative words or the negation words. That we build it by ourselves, where we are taking the negative word as a complex conjugate so that it cancels and the mathematical order of the given sentence remains same. So basically what we do is here, if we are taking one word, Gautami fal kati hai, Gautami is subject, fal is a object, kati is a verb. So basically we are assigning the pre-group for every word in the given sentences. So this type assigned mentioned here is a pre-group that we are. Then we arrange and reduce the given sentences so that they get cancelled, and ultimately S remains here. So so if the S remains, then the given sentence is correct. So this is a part where I told how the negation works. So basically this is the step what we have done. So first thing, we assign a pre-group grammar. Second thing, as I already told you, each word we are taking as a quantum state, and here the cups and the cup shape that you are seeing is nothing but the entanglement between the two words. And next thing, we are converting this thing diagram into the quantum circuit. Ultimately, these quantum circuits go into the quantum computer and we perform the task. So yeah. Yeah, so basically, how this is helpful in the industry. So Give me a minute. I'll just stop. So yeah, how the QNLP is in the real world. For example, in the industry, the language is everywhere. For example, we have chats, we have certs, we have emails, we have complaints, and the biggest issue is if we take a small word and we can change if we take a small word and if the meaning of that word is changed, then the whole sentence meaning is been changed. So uh, the word plays a very sensitive role in the company and the industry. For example, if we take for the customer support, for example, we have some reply called I am happy and I am not happy. And if the system misses the words not, then the meaning of the entire sentences get changed. And we have like the company search where the refund is received and refund is not received. And if we misplace one word, then it becomes a very problem. And we have legal and complicances where the structure, relationships, negations are very important. And there is these kind of words like must, may, allowed, not allowed, expectations and conditions. All these things uh, are like very crucial. And when it comes to Indian languages, they're very much morphologically rich. They have too much of grammar in that. If we miss a little bit of grammar, then the complexity also increases. So yeah, so what I mean to tell here is we are understanding the language in a different way. We are trying to understand the real meaning of the given word. No matter the classical NLP is doing wonders in the language processing, but this is the next way of approaching the language. We are using the grammar, we are using the mathematics, and then we are understanding the meaning of the language. Okay, I think I'm done.
Thank you very,
If
very
you
much.
yeah,
It
thank you.
was very inspired talk. I would like to ask if there are some questions. Yeah, you have greetings about the amazing presentation in the chat. Thank you very much. Do you have some questions to Guatami? Somebody? If not, I will ask you something
Yeah,
about
sure.
your inspiration to choose this area of interest and for research. Would you tell us how you actually went to QNLP?
I read this book called Picturing in Quantum, which was quite very interesting, and this was written by Bob Cookie. So basically, that book represents you how you understand the quantum in terms of picture. So basically, in quantum NLP, what we do is we turn the sentence into the picture. I mean, the string diagram. Then the string diagram is converted into quantum circuit, right? So a similar way, everything of quantum computing is been um, written in terms of pictures, and then you understand. Then I got to know about the Bob Cookie, the one who invented the quantum NLP, and I slowly started studying the papers written by him, and I got inspired. Where the lot of work was done only on the English language, and there was a thought for me, why can't I do for my own Indian language? And then the process started. Then I implemented for my own language.
That's great. My next question is, how do you think if the quantum computers could understand a language, what they understand better than the classical computers, according to you?
Now as I already mentioned you that each word is taken separately in quantum computers. See, when it comes to the classical NLP, the word meaning is given by the context that word has. For example, I already told you I am sitting in a bank. So if there is a sentence, I'm sitting in a bank, you are confused now. Like the machine is confused whether the bank is the river bank or the financial bank. So now if you give a sentence, I'm sitting in a river bank, with the word river, the bank gets the meaning in the classical NLP, but that doesn't happen in quantum NLP. The word bank can have two types of meanings because there is some property called quantum superposition, as we know. Like the word can be represented simultaneously has the both meaning that way. So it is, for example, the classical NLP now struggles differentiating what is the positive word and what is the sarcasm. That doesn't happen in QNLP. It will be able to identify whether we are speaking in a sarcastic way or in a positive way.
Okay, we have a question in the chat by Autumalik,
Okay.
and it is connected to the applications. How do you think companies and industries will be acquiring such tools based on QNLP?
First thing, like I already told you, there are like the language plays a very important role in companies. Like we have these emails, uh, uh, like emails, and we have this chats and many things. And if we have some emails, and if very important kind of one word is missing in that particular email, then the entire meaning of the email gets changed. So for better understanding, like few wrong answers in the chat boards, search, customer supports, and like we usually needs a large amount of data in order to train the classical NLP. But when it comes to the quantum NLP, doesn't need the large amount of data. Even with a small amount of data, we can train the models. So where we don't require the large amount of data in order to train. And one important thing is the human labor. So in the classical NLP, we require more human labor. So when it comes to quantum NLP, I think it can do good thing compared to that, and it gives a more accurate answers with the low amount of data. And the one important thing is how we represent the meaning by the quantum state, and it is privacy friendly also, the quantum computing. So
Okay, another
yeah.
question. If you're done, of course, sorry.
No, yeah, please.
Okay. How we efficiently load large classical vocabulary into a limited number of qubits in QNLP?
1 second. It's in the chat?
Yeah, it is in the chat. You may see it. It is the last question. Till this moment, how we efficiently load large classical vocabulary into a limited number of qubits in QNLP?
See, classical vocabulary, that is what we are working on now. I don't think so I can reveal it, the research, that ongoing research. That is the research that we are doing right now is how to get the vocabulary into the quantum NLP. Like, I think if I get a chance to give the talk in future, I can explain the model to you.
Okay, and I have one
And
last question. Yeah.
Yeah, please.
Sorry, I thought that you
Yeah.
have finished. It is about the quantum education part for different kind of students. If you would like to suggest QNLP to students in lower age groups, for example, high schoolers or middle schoolers, how would you explain them this area? Is it difficult? Would you use some metaphors? What would be your
Uh,
approach for that?
That's very nice question that actually we got and thought of educating the high school students about the QNLP, because this is actually a very hard topic. It's not really the easy topic. Then there is this idea, actually there is this company called Quantinium, where the group of people work for quantum NLP. So as I already mentioned you, that we have a book called Picturing in Quantum, written by Bob Cookie. So that book is basically for the like for the students of high school, where they can easily learn quantum just by imagining the pictures within them. So there is an thought that we have given where we can take a few books and go for the several high schools, and we can go and give the tutor for 10 days and give them the idea of what is quantum and quantum NLP so that they can go through it and read it.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for your participation today. We are very lucky to
Yeah,
know everything that you shared with us. Now we have 10
thank you.
minutes break, and we will be happy to continue collaboration with you and you to be again our speaker and to participate in our future Q workshops. So you're very welcome again. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you, guys. I just dropped my email. If you have any questions, you can please forward me.
Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot. The
Uh,
email is in the chat. Thank you very much.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
I think that we should be ready to continue with the next QCousin sessions. This session is defined to be moderated by Shalini. Shalini, are you here?
Hi, Mariana. Hello.
Okay, I'm giving you
Yes.
the next steps from here, so you're welcome.
Yeah, thank you. Just a second, we'll just begin in a moment. So as we are going to start the QCousins presentations part 6. Now I'm welcoming Q Bulgaria to kindly present your slides.
Hello, let me
Hello.
share my screen. Okay. Okay, do you see my screen? I'm hearable?
Yes, you're audible
Okay,
and visible.
great.
Yep.
Okay. Hello, QWorld, QCousins, and guests. Greetings from Bulgaria. We are QCousins in 2024, established to bring together quantum technology, researchers and educators, and practitioners from Bulgaria as part of the QWorld's ecosystem. Our core team includes professionals from STEAM Academy and STEAM Academy Quantum School. It's the world's first school dedicated to quantum technologies with an author-designed and US accredited curriculum. We collaborate with other QCousins and with experts from academia and industry in Bulgaria and worldwide through our joint initiatives supporting the development of a sustainable quantum ecosystem. So, in 2024, we organized Q Bulgaria together with Q Slovenia in a collaboration, successfully joined forces to organize and deliver Q Bronze 152 in international introductory event in quantum computing. This event brought together mentors from both countries, featured a live and real-time demonstration of Q Slovenia's quantum computer and included invited guest speakers presenting on a variety of quantum technology topics. Also in November, we supported the creation of and realization of a new Q cousin, Q Canada. It was Q Bronze 177, in which initiative our mentors supported the training process, our experts were speakers, and our team leader, Mariana Filipova, was a co-organizer. Through this support, we contributed to build a strong and active quantum community in Canada and shared our experience in organizing educational quantum events. During the year, we also organized and support workshops, events, and activities for education of teachers and students from elementary school and higher levels. Our focus was on teaching, training students, their engagement in practical and interactive learning, etc. We believe that supporting teachers and students together is a key for sustainable quantum education. Our goals in 2027, 2026, right, includes supporting QCousins in organizing and delivering events, helping them partner and collaborate effectively, a goal to reach more people in dynamic and engaging way. So our plans also includes organizing Q Bronze sessions. One confirmed is Q Bulgaria together with Q Mexico in March. Also to support other Q cousins in entangling events and other joining initiatives. Thank you, and have a nice evening. Thank you from me.
Thank you, Jan. Thank you It was a very nice presentation from your side. I would like to invite Q Egypt to present their slides now.
Hello, everyone.
Hello, Hamid. Hi.
So can you see my screen?
No, yeah, it's visible now.
Okay.
Perfect.
Hello, everyone. Really pleasure to attend the second meeting for the QWorld. Last year it was really interesting, and I can see that it is really interesting this year as well. I'm Ahmed Yunus. I'm professor of quantum computing in Alamein International University and Alexander University. I'm going to show the report for Q Egypt. Q Egypt did some work in during IYQ year. I hope it is good. Q Egypt is founded in 2021 based on the members of Alexandria Quantum Computing Group. Alexandria Quantum Computing Group is not only member in Alexandria University. They are member in about 8 universities in Egypt with many members starting from undergrad students to master students to PhD students and to staff members. During 2025, we organized the Q Bronze in May. But because we are in the IYQ year, we decided to try something different. With support from QWorld, we organized a Q course 110 during July, August, and September, 3 months workshop. It has been offered for the Egyptian students as a summer training. It is part of their curriculum to have summer training in a new field. 500 plus applicants, 507 applicants from 64 Egyptian universities applied for this summer training. Not everyone could complete the journey to 3 months journey. It includes materials from Q Bronze, Q Nickel, and Q Silver, plus theoretical lectures, plus projects. It was a really long journey. Some of them failed to stick with or to complete the conditions from QWorld, such as succeeding with 60% of each quiz and so on. So we decided to give them a local certificate so they can continue because this is a mandatory for their graduation. Among these 500 applicants, 221 awarded the local certificate from Alamein International University, and among these 221, 121 only could fulfill the conditions from QWorld. Actually, during 2025, we established two student sub-branches in 2 Egyptian universities. We have 3 applications still in process, and we will announce this later. And also, QWorld helped in the training part through OQI in Alexandria Quantum Hackathon in Bibliotheca Alexandrina. Q Egypt contributed to this hackathon as a mentors, as judges. It was really interesting hackathon. Other activities related to what we did during 2025. Just want to show you some statistics about this quantum summer training certificate. This is the quantum summer training course. We have 500 plus students applicants from 64 Egyptian universities. QWorld certificate is really important now in the Egyptian universities, and I hope this can be taken in consideration in the future when we are planning about the future of QWorld. Other activities, we contributed to many activities actually during 2025. QWorld was also always part of the presentation of or the talks. So in February, we contributed to a winter school. In February as well, we contributed to a workshop. Again, in February, it was the establishment of Quantum AI monthly series talks. I went to Dubai to contribute to Quantum Innovation Summit in late February. A seminar in April. We contributed as a World Quantum Day in 14th of April, of course. In May, we contributed to a conference. In May, we contributed to a workshop, again, workshop in May 2025. In May as well, we contributed to the fourth edition of the Quantum AI monthly series. In June, we contributed to the Africa Quantum Roundtable. I went to Durban, South Africa to contribute to quantum science and technology across Africa. This was physical. And I contributed in the fifth summer school at the ICTB Center of Theoretical Physics in the British University in Egypt. I don't want to list these all one by one, but I'd like to talk mainly about this event. This was really interesting. It was an effort from Alamein International University to contribute to the World Quantum City Prize. You know, one of the initiatives from the IYQ to bring quantum to the public. So I would like to spare some time to talk about this event, especially after giving all the activities. Again, in September, IEEE Quantum Week, this was online. I didn't go to the US. I went to Muscat, Oman, to contribute to the Artificial Intelligence and the Quantum Computing Forum. In September, it was a workshop, and in Quantum Africa Roundtable was also in September. These are all the activities. It was quite very busy year, as the IYQ was really busy year. So I want to spare the last few minutes to talk about this contribution. It was really a special event organized by one of the student sub-branches of Q Egypt, the students in Alamein International University. This event was, as I said, one of the initiatives from the IYQ to bring the quantum to the public, and there is a prize for this. So all the students, all these events has been organized by undergraduate students after finishing the summer training. They did some activities in the street during 28 and 29 August in Alamein City. These events include street interviews, simplify scientific theories to the public, and they designed some street games. It was really interesting, and photo booths and some testimonies at the end. I will just leave you with the pictures of the events. The first day was in New Alamein Heritage City. The second day was in touristic walkway in New Alamein City. As you can see, all this has been organized and implemented by the students. They designed some games like the snake and ladders games and many other games. I can show you the video of this, but the prize is still under processing. So I hope we can publish this video for the event. This will be the end of my talk. I'll just give you a few pictures from the events. Students, undergraduate students talking to the public. It's really interesting, the feedback from the public about quantum technology and quantum applications and QWorld certificates, of course. So it was really interesting. The most interesting part is that it was organized by the undergraduate students completely 100%. Even the posters, even the designs, even the games, they were designed by these are the team, the QAIU team, and this is another picture. and this is a bigger one. We have, of course, LinkedIn and Facebook page, and we are really happy to cooperate with any Q cousin. We are planning to organize a workshop really soon, a few days with Q Tunisia. And this is the end of my report. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Yunus. This was really an impressive record of achievements Q Egypt has done. And on behalf of QWorld, we really appreciate this participation and the contribution for the from the QWorld side as a
Thank
Q
you.
Egypt side. Thank you. I would like to
If
request,
I may, sorry,
Dr. Please go ahead.
nice to see Ahmed.
Yeah, hello, Arnold.
Yeah, I get okay, let's not just do the small talk. It's really impressive. Thank you for drawing the attention that these certificates are really used at these Egyptian universities. And so it's so nice to see that both like the top down and the grassroots, that they are both very, very, very strongly pushed and made in Egypt. I think we'll make our conclusions at the end of the annual meeting. But what compared to what the trajectory that seems is that the NEMA region is like extremely coming up. So there's a lot of contribution from Egypt towards this thing. Amazing.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Gabris. So let's go ahead with Q Saudi Arabia presentation. I would like to invite Saudi Arabia presenter to present their slides.
Hi everyone. I can't share while there is Q Egypt. He needs to end the share first.
Sorry. Okay.
Okay.
Now you can.
Okay. Hi, everyone. First of all, thank you, everyone, especially Paul and all the QWorld team and the Q cousin, especially after Prof. Ahmed. I think it's very speechless talk. It's very fantastic and something that we also look for. Okay, first, we are Q Saudi Arabia. We are the last Q cousin in this meeting and also the last Q cousin that was announced. So we are a chapter of QWorld and we are basically from King Saud University. We are kind of 4 members, 2 from King Saud University and 2, we are all from King Saud University, but 2 faculty and 2 students. And we are very passionate to have a new chapter in Q Saudi Arabia, and we are really looking forward to have more momentum. The first workshop we have done, it was Entangled workshop in November 2025. And we officially was launched, we were announced like last Sunday, basically, 11th of January. And let's have the following. Okay. The next slide is our vision and mission. I think it's very important for any new entity is to have, we are really what we are looking for. So the vision for Q Saudi Arabia is really to make quantum knowledge accessible for every learner in Saudi Arabia. And the mission is we really want to empower Saudi talent through open quantum education, community building, hands-on learning, while connecting the kingdom to the global QWorld ecosystem. So what we have done, basically, it was like a Q prep and a Q bronze, because there is plenty of people who are really interested, but they really need kind of a pre-entry. So we really propose to have kind of preparation for them before they go through Q bronze. We were lucky that we were awarded 42 certificates, despite that we have a really short notice. I mean, the marketing was we were late, I mean, in the preparation because it was our first event. So it was only 2 weeks to announce the event, and we got 42. I think this is really a good start, because hopefully for the next year, we are aiming to have longer marketing time. So what's our plans and goal for 2026? So we are planning to have a Q talks or a Q seminars. So basically, we're really looking to have a regular talks about in any topics in quantum technology, to give them or to attract more people, especially from different sectors. From people from finance, from people from, business. We will cover all this type of talks in quantum technology so that we can get more people interested to know more about the quantum. So we are aiming for the first 2-3 months is to build more marketing towards Q Saudi Arabia. And then we will hopefully going to organize at least 2 workshops from definitely Q Prep, Q Bronze, and Q Silver. The third thing we already established the first our collaboration triple Q between Q Lebanon and Q Poland. And as you heard from Q Poland, they already organized a lot of quantum machine learning. So hopefully we will have this try Q. So hopefully in that challenge Q, we will get 100 points by collaborating with 2 new cousins. I mean older cousins, actually. We are the new. And then the last thing is we really want to increase the active members. Right now we are only 4, but we are really hoping to increase that through a new partnership with universities. We will make because Saudi Arabia is so big, we have East, West. So I started to communicate with different universities to get them hooked or to have kind of ambassadors to advocate for Q Saudi Arabia and to make a quantum knowledge more accessible based from our own vision. And we want to also to explore the Q Enter opportunities for the participants, so we can give them kind of a prize or something that go ahead, and maybe after that we can get a research opportunity or something like that, something to keep them hooked in this field for a longer period of time. And we still revising this, but I think the first thing for a new cousin is to build a marketing campaign by engaging more student, more researcher, more PhDs. I mean, the more the better, because we also want to have also a local mentors. Last thing is just more information. So we have X, we have LinkedIn. You can check our LinkedIn page. And the last thing, we already have a survey, a form, and we got now 22 people who are interested. Hopefully, we'll increase that number by at least 100 by the end of this year. And thank you so much. That's everything.
Thank you, Kulu. That was really good presentation, and we hope the best for you to achieve the goals by the end of this 2026. And yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you, all the Q cousins who have taken part, Q Bulgaria, Egypt, and Saudi Arabia. Your presentations are really good and impressive. And on behalf of Q World, we wish you all the best to achieve the proposed 2026 mission. I hand it over to Dr. Pavel to take over. Thank you.
Thanks, Shalini. Thanks. All right, so we've almost reached the end of our second QWorld Annual Meeting. So on behalf of the organizing committee and QWorld management, I would like to thank all of you for participating and for giving the presentations, for interesting discussions and questions. The last point in the agenda for today are the breakout room discussions, similarly as yesterday. And there will be 3 breakout rooms. The first one about quantum technologies. So there will be general discussion, and Abdul Malik will be the moderator. Abdul Malik, are you still with us? Yes, I see that Abdul Malik is here, which is great. The second breakout room will be focused on organizing workshops and events together. And as yesterday, Shalini and Harsh will be the moderators. Finally, there will be the third breakout room about QWorld and QCousins, how to organize, lead, and improve. And Mariana is planned to be the moderator, but I'm not sure if Mariana is still with us.
Yeah, of course.
Oh, Mariana is here. Okay, good. Thanks, Mariana. So yeah, I will now create these three breakout rooms, and then everyone can join the preferred room. And of course, you can switch the rooms if you want. So let me start the room. So I think I see that the rooms are ready. Okay, so I think we can start joining the preferred rooms in this case. We officially finish the meeting, so um, the main stage, let's say, and now we can go to our breakout room. So thanks everyone once again for attending and for your active participation. I believe that the moderators can join first. I see that some people have joined. Okay, Abdul Malik needs 1 minute. Okay, Shalini and Harsh have joined the room about organizing workshops and events together. Mariana, do you know how to join the room on QWorld and QCousins?
No, I think that I have problem with
Uh,
this.
okay, so can you see the breakout rooms at the bottom of your Zoom?
I don't think
There
so.
should be something like breakout rooms.
No, I don't have any invitation about that.
There shouldn't be an invitation. There should be just a button named breakout rooms, or maybe. So
No, I don't have it.
Okay. I'm not sure if Amit is with us to help.
No, it's all right. Mari,
Well,
so to everyone who is not able to join, on the bottom of your Zoom window, there are all these action buttons. So you might already see a button which is breakout room. It's like a window, like 4 little squares, and then possibly a number next to it. You can either directly click on it, or depending on how wide is your screen, maybe you have to click on this 3 buttons, which is called more, and then you have the other options, and it will be the same kind of icon, this 4 little squares. And then a pop-up window will pop up, and you might, I don't know if you see the other participants, probably you will see the other participants as well, and then you can hit join to go to any of the meeting rooms. And you can also change, if you go through the same procedure, you can hop into the other one, or you can go back to the main room, but no one's going to be here at the main one.
Okay, thank you very much. Now I have it. Yeah, I saw the 4
Yes.
squares, so always fine. Thanks a lot.
Yeah.
Okay. Just in case I see that as a co-host, I have an option to add someone to a specific room. If someone would like to be added, then I think we can do it. All right. I will now join one of the rooms. Does anyone need any help with joining our breakout rooms?
Hey, so everyone who's still in the main meeting room, the program continues in the breakout rooms. If you have any difficulty, just let me know. I can try to explain again, or it's possible also to assign. Just put it in the chat if you want to go to a specific room.